Hello and welcome to Disneyland Park, and more specifically to Main Street, USA, which is not just a movie set, but a nostalgic reenactment of the city where Walt Disney grew up. Main Street, USA. The name of the first land of the Disneyland Park is so long that it deserves a little explanation. This land is set like the main street of a small town, any small U.S. city of the beginning of the last century. Walt Disney was inspired by Marceline in Missouri, the city where he grew up, typical with its main street. We can also find the picture of this city on the time board of Central Plaza, as well as in City Hall. You will notice that Marceline was a small country town, and therefore the architecture was not as exuberant and detailed as that found in the Disney parks. This is explained by the fact that in Main Street, USA, Walt recreated the nostalgia of the era of his childhood and not the true city of Marceline in Missouri. There is a reference to the state of Missouri on Main Street, USA, and it is in the store Disney & Co. And Disney & Co. stages a rural fair, but not any rural fair, the Pike Country one. Pike Country Fair refers to a real rural in Missouri, where Walt Disney grew up. Other U.S. cities are represented on Main Street. That's why the land is called Main Street, USA. It is a reference to these many influencers from the East Coast to the West Coast. Take this large shell above the door of Boardwalk Candy Palace. It hints that this establishment is part of a seaside town. As shown on this fresco, we are in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and Boardwalk refers to the wooden piers where people would come for entertainment at the beginning of the 1900s. In those days, visitors on holiday here would take home sweets for their friends. Atlantic City is the capital of saltwater taffy, as shown in this poster. City Hall's novelty is that it represents two places. Its exterior is a reference to the Western Union Telegraph Building and its trademark clock tower. 10 stories high in 1875, it can be considered the first skyscraper in history. Inside City Hall, the colors, symbols, and columns were inspired by the Independence Hall of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. City Hall isn't the only building to make reference to two places at the same time. Walt's, an American restaurant, is meant to be set in Chicago, Illinois, the city where Walt Disney was born in 1901. But the address indicates 1401 Flower Street, reference to Glendale, California, where you'll find the head office of Walt Disney Imagineering. Facing Flower Street is Market Street from San Francisco, California. The name of this long street is also featured on this San Francisco map at the Cable Car Bake Shop, as this restaurant is inspired by that very city. As a matter of fact, Cable Car makes up part of this place's name in reference to the renowned tramway of this Californian city. That's why you'll see pictures of them around the restaurant, and even part of the establishment's logo. The ice cream company may not be as famous, but it is historically interesting to note its creation in 1904 in St. Louis, Missouri. This is a reference to the World Fair held in 1904 in St. Louis. During the exposition, an ice cream maker found himself out of bowls in which to serve his ice cream, so instead rolled up a waffle, creating the very first ice cream cone. The most represented city in Main Street is New York. Various cities are featured on the walls of Discovery Arcade or in fictional ads. But it's under our feet that we can find authentic American objects, some of the manhole covers being gifts from American cities. For example, Croton from the state of New York, Balto for Baltimore in Maryland, and Chicago in Illinois, Walt Disney's home city. This cover's design is from Central City, Colorado. Just goes to show that at Disneyland Paris, details and stories are to be found even in the most unexpected of places.